There is a twin-engine aircraft you can legally fly with no pilot license, no medical certificate, no registration, and no airworthiness inspection anywhere in the paperwork. 2 engines, all in a package weighing under 254 pounds, ready to fly, and built entirely from aluminium in a small Ohio workshop. It made its first flight in July 2026. This is the Hummel Multicruiser. So here is where the Multicruiser story starts. Bryan, Ohio, sometime around 2024. Matt Higgins, the CEO of Hummel Aircraft Company, is chatting with a friend at his workshop. Matt has been running Hummel since the Higgins family bought the company in January 2021 from the founder Maury Hummel, who had built the business up from a single home-built design in the early 1980s. And Matt makes a passing observation to his friend. He says, in principle, an all-metal twin-engine aircraft could probably be engineered to comply with the US Federal Aviation Regulations Part 103 Ultralight rules. His friend replies flatly that it cannot be done. That challenge was accepted, and what followed was a genuine engineering exercise. Part 103 is the American rule set that lets a person fly an ultralight aircraft with no pilot license, no medical certificate, no aircraft registration, and no airworthiness inspection at all. In exchange, the aircraft has to weigh under 254 pounds empty, carry a single occupant only, hold no more than 5 US gallons of fuel, top out at 55 knots calibrated airspeed at full power in level flight, and stall at no more than 24 knots. Fitting a single-engine aircraft into that envelope is already hard. Fitting a twin-engine aircraft into it, with 2 motors, 2 propellers, 2 starters, and 2 exhaust systems, is a much harder problem. Matt Higgins, his son Don Higgins, the chief test pilot, and his wife Lori, who runs logistics, went ahead and solved it. The Multicruiser is a clean-sheet design that borrows the best elements of the earlier Hummel Ultracruiser. That earlier aircraft, designed by Maury Hummel in 1999 and first flown in the year 2000, is one of the very few all-metal aircraft compliant with Part 103. So, the Multicruiser inherits the aluminium construction philosophy, the low wing configuration, and the roomy but light fuselage. But the tail is completely new and larger than the Ultracruisers, engineered specifically to give a twin-engine aircraft the yaw authority it needs if one engine quits. The wing is longer. The center section carries the 2 engines, mounted well outboard of the fuselage on either side of the cockpit. The nose is neatly rounded off using, in a piece of practical engineering, a repurposed Volkswagen engine spinner as the fuselage nose fairing. That decision reflects the whole Hummel design philosophy. Use what works. Use it simply. Do not overbuild. Do not over-engineer. Every part on the airframe is either purpose-designed by Hummel or borrowed from a sensible off-the-shelf source. First flight came in late July 2026, with Matt Higgins himself at the controls. High-speed taxi tests followed by 2 low crow hops, climbing a little above ground effect. Chief test pilot Don Higgins reported the results as promising. The company then took the aircraft to EAA AirVenture Oshkosh a few days later, where it was displayed to the aviation community for the first time. That timing was deliberate. AirVenture is the largest general aviation event in the world, and unveiling a first-of-its-kind twin-engine ultralight there put the Multicruiser directly in front of every aviation journalist, kit builder, and home-built enthusiast in North America. The reaction from the community was immediate. Hummel's booth drew crowds. The videos from the maiden hop went viral within the home-built aviation forums, and the deposit conversations started right there on the show floor. But the truly unusual part of the aircraft is not the airframe. It is what hangs on the wings. The Multicruiser is powered by 2 Simonini Mini 4 engines. Simonini is an Italian manufacturer that has been building small 2-stroke aviation engines for paramotors, ultralights, and small experimental aircraft for decades. The Mini 4 is a single-cylinder, 2-stroke, 23 horsepower unit. Each engine weighs just 23 pounds full up. Two of them together produce 46 horsepower total, and each engine burns just half a US gallon of premixed gasoline per hour, which means the whole aircraft at full cruise consumes 1 gallon per hour combined. That is remarkable. To put that in perspective, a typical two-seat Cessna at cruise burns 8 to 10 gallons per hour. The Multicruiser burns 1/10 of that while running 2 engines simultaneously. That is what a small two-stroke aviation engine can deliver when it is designed specifically for ultralight applications rather than adapted from a heavier certificated design. Here is the clever part. Matt and Don Higgins worked directly with Simonini to develop a variant of the Mini 4 that rotates in the opposite direction, which meant Hummel could mount counter-rotating propellers on the wings. Both engines rotate with the downward propeller blade toward the aircraft centerline. That solves the age-old twin-engine problem of the critical engine, the one whose failure has a bigger effect on aircraft handling than the other. On a multi-cruiser, either engine can fail and the handling asymmetry stays symmetrical. That is a level of engineering care not usually seen in an ultralight. And Matt and Don also spent significant time engineering the aircraft's minimum controllable airspeed, or VMC, which is the coffin corner of any twin when one engine fails immediately after takeoff. Getting VMC under stall speed makes the aircraft dramatically safer if the worst happens right after rotation. So the twin engine layout is not a gimmick. It is a properly thought through safety feature, which naturally leads to the question of how the aircraft actually performs. The Multicruiser is engineered to sit right up against the Part 103 limits. Top speed is engineered to peak at 63 miles per hour, which is 55 knots. That is the legal ceiling for an ultralight. Stall speed is engineered to sit below 24 knots, the legal ultralight stall limit. Rate of climb from the maiden test flight was measured at between 600 and 800 feet per minute at 55 miles per hour. Empty weight is between 245 and 252 pounds with a whole aircraft ballistic parachute installed right against the 254-pound Part 103 ceiling. Gross weight is 550 pounds, giving a useful load in the range of 300 pounds for pilot, fuel, and any minimal instruments. Fuel capacity is 5 US gallons, the maximum Part 103 allows. At a combined fuel burn of 1 gallon per hour, that gives a theoretical endurance of 5 hours at cruise, which for a two-engine ultralight is astonishing. Practical range works out to somewhere between 200 and 300 miles, depending on wind and how hard the aircraft is pushed. Because Matt and Don engineered the aircraft to hit exactly the Part 103 envelope with a top speed capped by design rather than by drag, the airframe is thought to be capable of significantly higher speeds if the aircraft were licensed differently. But for now, in Part 103 trim, it stays at the legal limit, which raises the question of how a twin-engine ultralight actually flies and whether it feels like a real twin or like a fancy single with extra bits. The maiden flight in July 2026 was intentionally limited to high-speed taxi runs and 2 crow hops. That is standard first flight discipline for any new twin design. But even from those brief hops, the Multicruiser showed the handling qualities the Higgins family had engineered for. The rate of climb was strong for a Part 103 aircraft. The forward visibility from the cockpit was excellent. The counter-rotating props meant no torque roll on takeoff, and the low wing and larger tail combined to give the aircraft the sort of stable, predictable handling the Ultracruiser is already known for. The cockpit is single-seat because Part 103 requires it. It is what is politely called Spartan. Basic panel, simple stick and rudder pedals, no mixture control, no flaps, no retractable gear, no electric trim. What you have is what you need to fly the aircraft. Visibility is excellent thanks to the low wing sitting well below the pilot's eyeline. Cockpit width is comparable to the Ultracruiser, which is a snug but adequate 23.5 inches. The 2 engines sitting outboard on the wings are far enough from the cockpit that noise inside the aircraft, for a 2-stroke twin at that, is reported to be reasonable. And if an engine does quit, the Multicruiser's engineering means the aircraft can theoretically maintain altitude on one engine at cruise power, though this has not yet been demonstrated in flight test. That single-engine performance capability is the crown jewel of the multicruiser concept. Most single-engine ultralights, when the motor quits, become gliders with a very limited range to reach a safe landing spot. The multicruiser, if it delivers on the engineering promise, gives the pilot the option of continuing to a proper airfield rather than committing to a forced landing in a hayfield. That is a genuine game changer for pilots who fly over hostile terrain or long stretches of water. Whether the aircraft achieves that in customer hands over time is the biggest single question Hummel has to answer with the flight test program. Which brings us to what is easily the most interesting question about this aircraft. Is it truly license-free and medical-free, and where? In the United States, under federal aviation regulations, Part 1, 03, yes, absolutely. No pilot license required, no medical certificate required, no aircraft registration required, no airworthiness inspection required. That is what the Part 103 rule does, and the multicruiser has been engineered from day one to comply with every clause of it. Which means a person can, in principle, buy the kit, build the aircraft in their garage, and fly it away from a legal airstrip without ever needing to file anything with the FAA. That is remarkable for any aircraft. For a twin-engine aircraft, it is arguably unprecedented. But outside the United States, the rules are different. In Canada, the equivalent is the basic ultralight category, which caps aircraft at more permissive weights, but requires an ultralight pilot permit and a valid medical declaration. In the United Kingdom, sub-115 kilogram single-seat deregulated ultralights are a small niche that fall outside the standard SSDR category, and pilots still need a national private pilot license for microlights. In Australia, sub-300 kilogram ultralights operate under Recreational Aviation Australia with a recreational pilot certificate and a self-declared medical. In most of continental Europe, sub-120 kilogram single-seat aircraft can be flown without a license under specific national regulations. Matt Higgins has also been clear that even in the United States, he recommends multicruiser buyers either get sport pilot training or build the aircraft as experimental amateur built, so the pilot at least has some legitimate stick and rudder time, which is a sensible position for the CEO of a company selling a twin-engine aircraft to strangers. And there is a second regulatory door that has just opened. In 2025, the FAA formally adopted the Mosaic rule set, or the modernization of special airworthiness certification. Under Mosaic, sport pilots are now permitted to fly multi-engine airplanes, provided the aircraft meet updated light sport aircraft standards, including a clean stall speed at or below 59 knots. That change opens up a light sport aircraft version of the multicruiser for buyers who want more useful load, higher gross weight, or a two-seat configuration outside the Part 103 envelope. Hummel has indicated that a Mosaic-compliant variant is on the roadmap, which effectively gives the multicruiser two regulatory paths depending on how the buyer wants to fly it. Which brings us to the numbers most buyers will genuinely care about. What does it cost, and what does ownership actually look like? The multicruiser is offered as a kit. The pre-punched airframe kit, less engines and instruments, is priced at $30,750. The Firewall forward kit, which includes both engines with their redrives and starters, adds another $7,750. That totals $38,500 for the airframe and engines together. Instruments and options like a canopy or a whole aircraft ballistic parachute add extra cost, but the base package sits in the same territory as a well-optioned pickup truck, which for a legal twin-engine aircraft is remarkable value. Operating costs are correspondingly modest. Fuel burn of 1 US gallon per hour combined at pre-mixed two-stroke gasoline prices works out to about $8 to $10 per hour of flight. Two-stroke Simonini engines are simple to maintain and rebuild, with no valves, no cams, and no complex ignition timing to worry about. Engine overhaul intervals for a Simonini Mini 4 are typically around 300 hours, which for a recreational pilot flying 20 to 50 hours a year works out to a rebuild rebuild every 6 to 15 years. Rebuild costs are modest compared to a 4-stroke Lycoming or Continental, running in the hundreds of dollars rather than the thousands. Build time on the airframe kit is estimated in a similar range to the Ultracruiser, which is around 400 to 500 hours of shop time from a competent kit builder. Hummel pre-cuts, pre-drills, and pre-punches every metal part and delivers hardware, bolts, and fittings included in the kit box. There is no welding required by the builder. There is no solid riveting required by the builder. Assembly is essentially structural bolting together of prepared aluminium components. Hanger cost, insurance, and annual inspection requirements are dramatically lower than any certified aircraft because none of them are legally required under Part 103. The aircraft is not yet flying in customer hands and used market prices do not exist yet. But once kits start shipping and completed aircraft appear on the used market, the Multicruiser's likely value proposition is unique in the market. Nothing else in the market offers a legal twin at anywhere near this cost, which naturally brings us to the comparison question. What else is out there in ultralight aviation and where does the Multicruiser fit? The Multicruiser has essentially no direct competition. There is no other legal twin-engine Part 103 ultralight on the American market as of late 2026. The single-engine ultralight category includes the Hummel Ultracruiser itself, the Aerolite 103, the Kolb Firestar, the Quicksilver MX Sprint, the Belite Chipper, and a scattering of other kit and ready-to-fly designs. Most of these are single-engine, single-seat, and priced in the $15,000 to $30,000 range. None of them offers a second engine at any price. If you widen the search to experimental amateur-built twins, the options include vintage designs like the Whitman W10 tailwind conversions, some bead BD4 variants, and various home-built twin piston projects that have appeared over the years, but none of these are Part 103 legal. All require a pilot license and a medical certificate. All require registration and inspection. The Multicruiser is genuinely in its own regulatory category. Its closest philosophical competitor is arguably the Aerolite 103, which sells for around $20,000 ready to fly and offers a single engine and open cockpit. The Multicruiser costs roughly double but offers twin-engine redundancy, an enclosed cabin option, and the safety of counter-rotating props. Whether that trade is worth it depends entirely on the buyer's priorities. For pilots flying over Michigan lakes, Florida, Everglades, or the New Mexico high desert, the second engine may be worth every dollar. For a weekend flyer looking to bore holes in the sky over their local grass strip, the extra engine may just be extra maintenance. The Multicruiser is aimed squarely at the first group. Serious ultralight enthusiasts who want redundancy, want to fly cross-country, and are willing to pay a premium for peace of mind. The Higgins family designed it exactly for that customer. Which brings us to the final honest question. Is a twin-engine ultralight actually a good idea? Or is it a solution to a problem that never existed? So, in conclusion, the twin-engine ultralight concept is one of the smartest and one of the most quietly controversial ideas to come out of Hummel aircraft in decades. On one hand, the counter-rotating engines and engineered-in VMC management are genuine safety upgrades. Twin-engine redundancy means if one Simonini quits over hostile terrain, the pilot has a fighting chance of flying to a safe landing rather than committing to a forced landing. That is a real safety benefit, and it is not marketing spin. On the other hand, twin-engine aircraft adds complexity and cost. Statistically, the failure rate of an ultralight class 2-stroke engine is not trivial, and doubling the engine count roughly doubles the annual probability that something will need attention. Whether the safety benefit of engine-out redundancy outweighs the operational complexity of two motors is a question each pilot has to answer for themselves. What is undeniable is that the Multicruiser is one of the most creative pieces of ultralight engineering to appear in the past decade. Fully Part 103 3 legal, actually, twin engine. Kit price under $40,000 complete. First flight in July 2026 with the CEO at the controls. Whether it becomes a small run curiosity or a real segment of ultralight aviation, only the next few years of customer flying will tell. Hummel Aircraft has genuinely done something new, and the aviation community, from Oshkosh to online forums, is watching very carefully to see what happens next. If you enjoyed this, go watch our deep dive on the Dark Aero 1, the 240-knot carbon fiber kit aircraft, a completely different direction in the home-built world. Also, would you fly a twin ultralight? Subscribe for more like this.